So to kind of take a look at, the current situation, stuff like that, I I've always had a narcissistic parent, which wanted to control everything I do. She was verbally and physically abusive and everything. So to take a look at this current situation, I have a sister that doesn't have a license. Um, still lives with my mom and dad, and has no responsibilities whatsoever. But she has this Mexican boyfriend in Mexico. She continues to go down there and everything like that to see him, to basically go down there and all kinds of stuff. But the thing is she doesn't see her nephews. I have two boys. I have one that's 11 months, and I have another one that's 5. They don't know who their aunt is and everything like that. So take a look at I strive and try to get my sister to come over and see her nephews and everything. Because you think about it, a aunt would be grateful to have nephews, would come over to see him, be would go aunt crazy. But it just feel like it hasn't kicked in for it yet and everything like that. So, I get in arguments, I get in fights with her, and she says she understands, but she doesn't. You know what I mean? She's a child. She really is and everything. So, I try and for the longest time, I've strayed away from arguing with her. I always call it lighten her up, to put a fire up her butt to get over her and see her nephews and everything. Take a look at it. Maybe week or so ago, I did. I got angry with her again, and she did come over, but it felt like it was forceful. I feel like I was forcing her, to come over and everything like that. She came over, and basically that's what she does. She Last time she seen her nephews was months ago, and she doesn't ask about them. She doesn't ask about it. She doesn't say anything about them and everything like that, which is really hurtful. Really is, because if she ever has kids, I would be there, for them, take them out and all kind of stuff, because I'd be excited. Well, recently, last night, you know, all day yesterday, big argument. I got an argument with her, and she basically said, you don't talk to me that way, and she told my mother. Well, my mother is a narcissist. She makes everything about her. So my mother basically messaged me and started to argue with me and my wife. Of course, my wife is tired of it. She really is, and my mother told us both to grow up, all kinds of stuff, and basically making everything about my mother. My mother was like, let my sister live her life and all kinds of stuff. Well, my sister is 30 years old, has no responsibilities, and, basically lives with her, no license. My mother is controlling over her, controls everything that she does. I broke away from that control years ago, and my mother, freaked out and all kinds of stuff. She started freaking out, started arguing with us, talking about our kids and all kinds of stuff. And, it was probably the best thing I, ever done. So, my mom blocks us. She gets on Facebook, uses that as an attention seeking thing, to make everything about her. It's not my sister. She's not taking up for my sister. She's making everything about her, making my mother's making herself look like the victim and not my sister. My sister thinks my mother is taking up for her, but really my sister is being manipulated to think that, and my mother is making everything about her, attention seeking. She's an emotional narcissist, and she got in my wife's head. Everything I told my wife, the same thing I'm telling everybody. Basically, she makes everything about her, and she likes to get in people's heads, make us feel like the oppressor instead of, but we're the victim ourselves and everything. So she's done this my whole life. She, wants to be the control person, and make you feel like crap when she's the one that verbally abuses you and everything. So to take a look at it is breaking away from the hold that she has on you. If you have a narcissistic parent, is breaking away from that hold. Doing anything you can to break away, because the narcissistic parent wants to have that control, wants to gaslight you, wants to basically, you know, be in control of your mind and everything. So to break away, you had to break away. It could be break away that any ounce of control that they have over you. Because if you do that, then, you get your independence back. I know when I broke away from that control, I realized what she was doing towards me, everything. My sister, she's still being manipulated. She's still being under that control. Everything, because she feels like my mom's not doing anything wrong. Well, my mom was physically abusive towards me and my sister. My sister was physically abused, but she denies everything. She denies everything. I remember it. I remember everything. My mom being controlling, my mom being physically abusive, even verbally abusive towards us. But she don't remember any of it. So breaking away that control is finding every string, every puppet string that she has control over you with, or he has control over you with. Cut those strings so you can find some independence for yourself. Finding that independence is important because, you start learning skills again. You start learning, to be yourself, everything and like that. I know myself, it's hard to be myself. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to socialize sometimes because of the abuse I experienced when I was a kid with my mother, the control. And that she never gave me the chance to grow. I had to do everything, I had to look for colleges by myself. I had to do all this stuff because, I wasn't expecting to get as far as I am today. I'm educated, I was in the military, and, basically that was my mom's control. It was, it was me breaking away so I can flourish. So, basically I wanted to say that to you guys. You know what I mean? I wanted to specify, the situation and stuff like that because, I know it's hard to have a narcissistic parent and, they're abusive, but you have to break away from them so you can control. Me being even, 31, that trauma still lingers from that. It's like it's like a shadow that lingers and follows you everywhere you go. You have to break away from it, and it still lingers. And I know for a fact of the matter, that's something I have to work on. I'm still working on it. Taking it day by day instead of, because sometimes I feel inferior, even out there. Everything I've accomplished in my life, I still feel inferior because that was my mom's emotional scarring that she gave me. She emotionally scarred me from when I experienced and stuff like that. So, but the thing is, I wanted to share that with you guys and stuff like that, and hopefully this helps somebody. Thank you guys.